It's all an illusion. None of it is valid. But you don't have to believe me. Go look it up in your law book. See, something about negotiating contracts is this. When you start off negotiating the contract, you're supposed to come, all parties come in good faith. I went over this in the videos already. Soon as them motherfuckers was currently under investigation and didn't step down, they fucked the negotiations up. They fucked the negotiations up. Think about that shit. As soon as they knew they was being investigated, them greedy motherfuckers just stayed there. They knew they was under investigation. How do you know they knew? Because this shit was in the newspaper. You can't negotiate a contract at the table the corruption took place at. You taint all of the contracts that came. So what did GM do? They watched it. Now I told you about the chess move. Let me go back over the chess move in case y'all missed it. When the 2014-15 contract negotiations, right after that is when it was discovered that Chrysler paid UAW uppers to sell them out. And watch what happened. Castle move. In chess, the castle move is done to protect the king and to shift the power. So watch what happened. The only motherfucker that came back clean and the first motherfucker investigated was Cindy Estrada. Let me say this again because motherfuckers don't be understand what I be saying. Cindy Estrada has been investigated by the FBI, IRS, and Labor Review for impropriety. All that shit happened before she was there, but we already knew that. But they said she was. Why in 1932 or 1933, the Senate Select Committee said people gonna have to start supplementing because ain't no nutrition in the food. Ain't no nutrition in the food. It's on the record, but some of y'all are not gonna want to look it up. Some of y'all, even in the medical field, won't look it up. If you don't got no nutrients in the food, how is your body gonna function correctly? You need the nutrients for the fuel source, the protection and the regeneration of the body. If you don't understand that, you already lost. What you eat is directly related to how you feel. The food is your medicine. If you don't know how to eat right, intermittent fasting is your solution. Burn the bullshit out before you take some more bullshit in. It's the only way you can do it. And that's why I like that. I was looking at this. Max Main got this one called the Tummy Torch. And I was looking at the ingredients and what it does. It burns the bullshit out, basically. So some people don't drink coffee in the morning. Me, I'm a coffee drinker. I love my coffee. And if I wasn't a coffee drinker, it'd probably be tea. But if I didn't like tea, my next thing would have to be something that was going to boost my metabolic rate early in the morning as a replacement for the caffeine. In the combination in that tummy torch is a good combination for a morning boost to give you energy throughout the day. When you look at it, it's called all them fire. It's a fire drink. You can boost your energy because it's a fire drink. It's your combustion in your body is an oxidization taking place at a cellular level. And a fire diet increases the metabolic rate to burn the calories faster, and that's going to make you have more energy. It's just the way the body works. The faster your calorie burn is taking place in the conversion, the more energy available for the body to use. That's why athletes train. They train because they condition the body to burn at a higher rate for a longer period and to convert energy from the cells at a faster pace. So you got to keep the body hydrated, and you have to keep the oils. The oils is the carriers of the electrical current through the nervous system, but not just any oil. And this is why the Italians big on olive oil and the Asians is big on fish oil, because they are called polyunsaturated fats. The saturated fats is the problem. It's the plaque they find in the brain that the brain was trying to use that it can't use it. So what does it do? It turns into lard in your brain. Whether it's beef or whether it's pork, the content is the same when it gets in your brain. It's a saturated fat, and it blocks the jumping of the electrical current from neuron to neuron, so it slows your thinking down. So the bovine diet that you own is specifically designed to give you thinking difficulties. Beef. We ate red meat, but we didn't eat that shit. That's not food. The bovine cow that we eat, your longhorn steer, your Jersey cow, your milk cow, that's not our food. That's poison, carcinogens. Go look it up. They tell you. They eat everything, so it don't really matter to them. If they eat you, goddammit, they don't care about eating a cow. Go look at how many of the times they tell you that they like their beef to be rare, and when they eat their steak, they like for the blood to drip. They've been telling you in the movies for years. I like my steak rare. What that mean? Uncooked. Brown it on both sides and throw it on the plate. I want the blood oozing out that motherfucker. Oh yeah, that must be Doc Pittman right there. Yep. Yeah, Doc. Yeah. Yep. That's I got some of that coffee too. Matter of fact, I've been drinking it. That stuff good, and it also boosts something in the mind too with that lion's mane. But so when you get your body prepared for your whole life body, I don't give a fuck who telling you that we finna go do this, that, and the other with this group of people. And it don't work like that. No. We don't. We in this shit. Where we go one, we go all. We in this shit together. And we gonna balance this shit out, whatever it takes. So now it's time for us to balance out the scales. Well, the scales is leaning too far to the wrong, so if we lean that motherfucker enough to the right, it'll balance that bitch out. Right? So you gotta do some wrong in order to do some right. You gotta do some killing in order to do some healing. You gotta do some motherfucking planting in order to do some reaping. So that means you gotta bury some motherfuckers. If you want to get to the good fruit, you got to plant the good seed. And those who planted the wicked seed and planted their seed on the unfertile ground, well, you on your own. Because you only gonna get one more motherfucking chance to bump straight, and that's now. Because when this shit hit the public, if you ain't right, you won't be here. Your lights gonna get turned the fuck off. And I ain't talking about your lights at your house either. I'm talking about the ones behind this motherfucking window. Right here, the window to your soul. When they turn the lights off behind this windows right here, you own your motherfucking own. Whatever happened to you happened. I can't control it and I can't help it. I'm trying to help you now. And I'm trying to help you help other people. But everybody's so selfish and self-centered that they don't even want to help other people that they said they cared about. Because they scared of a little ridicule. I understand. I've been ridiculed quite a bit. I'd had a motherfucker tell me, you know, man, you the smartest motherfucker I know. And then I tell them something, they say, but I don't believe that shit. They don't say where you get it from. How can I find it? Show me the source. They don't, none of that shit. I don't hear that shit. That you talking that conspiracy shit. What is a fucking conspiracy? A conspiracy theory was created by the CIA and given a negative connotation. But let me explain to you first, before you understand what a conspiracy theorist is, you have to first know what a conspiracy is. A conspiracy in law has 5 elements, but the most critical is what they call a concerted agreement that resulted from the meeting of the minds to execute a plan. That means there's a plan laid, right? An effort of one party to further the agreed upon plan. And this plan, when these 4 elements is met, have one more element. And I can't remember what it is off the top of my head, but it's 5 elements. You can look it up. United States Code annotated conspiracy. That's all you got, a definition. Not what the law dictionary say, right? This is past this law in the United States Code. When they prosecute somebody for conspiracy, we've all from the hood in the 80s and 90s seen the federal indictments come down, charging people with conspiracy. So that means that in order for a conspiracy to be taking place, they got 5 elements to prove. All right. So that means they got a definition in law of a conspiracy. What is a theorist? A theory is an unproven hypothesis or speculation on what might be taking place by the observation of the available information. Now, what makes a theory go from a theory into a law in science? Repeatable experimentation in varying locations yielding the same result. That's how you... So now, when they say somebody is a conspiracy theorist, what they telling you, there is this person has an idea what's taking place, and the idea that they have revolves around 2 or more people making a plan, trying to execute the plan, and they want to expose it so that it can be dealt with. So this is what your QAnons are called, conspiracy theorists, or your your Trump conspirators. Bullshit. It ain't no theory no more. Tribunals has proven that none of this shit ain't no theory. The tribunals has proven ain't none of this shit no theory. That there was a massive group of motherfuckers making a move to take the whole earth under siege for eternity. We call them in the religious world the forces of evil. And there was another group of people that decided that they had enough. In the religious world, we call them the good people. Now, they already knew that in order for evil to succeed, the good motherfuckers, all they got to do is sit by and watch passively, and it will win. Or they can stop it. I don't care which way you take it or which one side you choose to be on. It's all your option. You got the right to be part of the disposed of or the disposal unit. It don't matter to me. I have no control over what you decide to do with your own self-life. That's your job, not mine. I can't tell you how to live. You have to learn how to think, and then you'll know how to live. You got to learn how to think, and then you'll know how to live. Okay, so now we go to the next phase from understanding what a conspiracy theory is versus how is it busted. Documentation, a paper trail, exposes. They use signs and symbols, just like deaf people use sign language, to communicate. Because you don't know their sign language, you can't communicate. So they can talk all around you. How many of you that don't know sign language, if you see 2 people with sign language, will know what they're saying? They can be calling you all kind of bitch-made motherfuckers. You have no clue. Because you don't use sign language. It's the same way with the people that was oppressing. They was using a language that was incorporated into your daily life that you didn't understand. And then they told you what you saw meant what they wanted you to act on. They call that the miseducation of the Negro. It gotta be a key to unlock that shit. Yep. So when you unlock that, you understand that what are they really talking about? You gotta trace this shit back to the source. You get to divide and conquer in Babel. An ancient Babylonian divide and conquer by confusing the languages. It specifically say, I will confound their languages. That what confound mean? Restrict, close off, to make in a smaller type group. Confound. That means it's going to be put into a pen, a cavern, a cave, on lock. and then they can't communicate one to the other. That's what the plan. It's right there. It's in your book. They told you what they did. They told you what they did. So they hit us with what they call a M-I-N-D, mind bomb. And blew our fucking minds all over this bitch. Go back to what it say. And it say, and the Lord struck the tower and dispersed the people, each in every direction. What the fuck is they talking about? Different tribes and nations formed in different parts of the world based off this language separation. It got to be a language we speak that they don't know. But coming to find out, they stole our own language and told us that not to use it. They stole our language. So now imagine this. A group of motherfuckers come from somewhere, wherever, anywhere. Let's say I take 5 dudes out the Bronx and they all speak Brooklyn slang, Brooklyn lingo, all that, right? Now, I take them to, let's say, South Africa, where they got a different drawl, a different patois, a different enunciation, and a different metaphorical value, right? Now, I take these 5 Brooklynites and I make everybody that fuck with them speak Brooklyn using the same language they already was using in South Africa. So now all of the ones as part of the Brooklyn group will know what each other talking about. Even when the regular South African talking South African, only the ones that know the language of the Brooklynite will know, oh, they speak in Brooklyn, New York, United States of America. None of y'all not gonna know that because you don't know how to uncover that deception, because it's a very hard deception to uncover. But it's there in plain sight for you to see it. All that they've been throwing signs for years. So we catch one of these signs, translate that shit, and then we put that shit in the open. Pull the sheets off that shit so one of us can watch enough of us to know what the language is. And this is your guerrilla tactics. If you go back to, I think it was 92, Tupac did an interview. Him and Big Stretch went to elementary school. And they was asked by one of the kids how to change the condition, and Tupac flat out told him, we in a hard position to get out of. It's going to take a lot of striving and struggling. But I think that what we really need is some guerrilla tactics. That cued a fucking gorilla into play. Because anytime you speak of the gorillas, they all look at, who is this motherfucker talking this gorilla shit? It's just a curiosity of the monkey man. And then his name Tupac Amaru. Now you can't take your eyes off of him if you got that monkey man. Because that monkey man watches the serpent. And as the serpent moves, the monkey watching. It's 2 deceptions. Or it's 2 serpents, I should say. A wise serpent and the serpent of deception. The serpent of deception work off your ignorance being used as your tool of oppression. The serpent of wisdom conquers that by informing you of all things and who and what you are, to elevate you to another level of being. At this point, you not regular no more. Now, all the sheep gonna ostracize you until they begin to wake up. Every now and then, one of them sheep was white, and you go to bed and wake up in the morning, all of a sudden he getting ostracized and he done turned into a black sheep. What the fuck just happened? Then before you know it, it's enough of them on the black sheep side that they all lined up, and now you got a flock of black sheep. Your rolling thunderous black clouds. Because the black sheep is like the worst sheep to piss off, and they gonna make the most noise, raise the most hell, and kick the most ass for those other sheep because they're more docile. The black sheep is more different, more squeaky wheelish. Then you ask Tupac, he say, what do you think your undoing gonna be? He knew out the gate, my big mouth. Y'all not even paying no attention to these because y'all so busy watching the shit that don't matter, even when we put shit that matter in the shit that don't matter, you're going to miss it. So the ones who focus on the shit that matter, even if they stuck in some shit that don't matter, going to see the shit that matter. You know, and mind becomes matter on the third dimensional matrix. It's just that simple. So if you find your minds, you will find the matter. What matters. Because the matter is a product of the mind in this reality of density. The mind creates the reality. But it's a concerted effort